Hey there, welcome to week 15 of Jackie on Keto. Isn't this weather lovely? Haven't we been so lucky for the last few weeks? Even when I was in Spain, I think you had lovely weather here in the UK. So I'm just trying to enjoy some of it and be out as much as possible. But sometimes it's a bit too hot. I've had to put a cushion on this chair because it was too hot. And today my cleaning lady came and she wasn't feeling very well, and she said she was feeling shaky and dizzy and she had a headache, and it's been going on for a few days. And the first thing that came to mind is, in this heat it's so easy to become dehydrated. Most people, and I don't know if that includes you, most people don't drink enough water. I mean, I know that I do because I drink about 3 litres a day. Sometimes it's a bit less, but it's still way over 2 litres. So, so I think a lot of people are dehydrated. I know that my cleaning lady does drink quite a bit of water, and she was telling me she drank 3 litre bottles, which is about 1.5 litres. So that probably wasn't so much a problem as maybe not having enough salt and electrolytes in her blood. So the first thing I did, and I said, you're probably not going to like this, and she said, I don't care, I'll drink it, was I made her some electrolytes, which is, I put in 1/4 of a lemon, squeezed it, and then put the lemon peel in. I actually didn't bring my drink out with me. 1/2 a teaspoon, 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt, and 1/4 teaspoon of low salt, and you need to make sure that's got at least 50% potassium in it, and mix that in a pint of water. I didn't know if she'd drink it, so I made her a smaller glass and did half the amount, but she drank that quite quickly, and so I made her another one, and she was saying she did feel a bit better. So I don't know if her electrolyte balance was out of kilter, but I just thought it might be, and this will do no harm. So I was quite happy to give that to her. And when you're keto, especially if you're starting out and beginners, what you don't realise is, to begin with, you start to lose a lot of fluid, and the fluid takes with it a lot of salts and potassium and magnesium and other minerals that you end up weeing out. So it's important, especially in the beginning, is to keep up those electrolytes. And some people feel like they've got the flu, they don't feel well, they think, keto's not working for me. But actually, it's not that keto's not working, it's just a lack of these minerals. So it's really important, one, to keep hydrated, especially in this heat, and also, if you're up for it, drink some electrolytes. You can even buy some diarrhelite, I think it's called, from the chemist. Anything to keep those minerals up, and add lots of salt to your food at this, especially at this time when it's hot. I always add lots of salt to my food, so I'm fine with that. Some people say to drink the electrolytes every day. I do it probably 4 days a week, something like that. I don't do it every day, but like I said, I have a lot of salt in my dinner, so I feel that I'm getting enough salt. So that's that for this week. So keep your electrolytes up, keep hydrated, and let's hope, they say the weather's going to last another week at least. Let's hope that it does. So let's go over and see what happened this week with my weigh-in.
Hey there, good morning. It's Friday morning again and time for weigh-in. I'm curious to see today. It has been going down slightly, so let's jump on and have a look. Up today, 14.3.
So my starting weight in June 2017 was 231.8 pounds. Last Friday was 200.6 pounds, and if you remember, that was a 0.2 pound loss, even though I'd been on holiday that week, so I was really pleased with that. And this Friday was 199 pounds. So that's a loss of, now I've written down, interestingly, it's a loss of 0.6 pounds, but it's actually a loss of 1.6 pounds. making the overall loss since the beginning of week 1 to 4.8, and I'm back to my 33.8 pounds that I was before I started my grandma's memorial, when I started to have some things that I shouldn't have done. So it's taken me, so that was the 10th of June, 10th, 17th, 24th. It's taken me 3 weeks to get back there. So that's why I quite often don't cheat, because it goes on really quickly and then it's slow to come off. But I do know that you've got to live, and I see this as a long term. I'm sure I've mentioned this before. I see this as a long term plan. So I have to do things that fit with my life and how I want to live it. And if that means a weekend every few months that I'm not going to keep to it and I can get straight back onto it, then I'm happy with that. So last week I challenged myself to take my blood glucose before I ate, and then every half an hour for 2 hours after I ate. Now I did say I was going to do that 5 times, but actually it's quite hard to do that when you're about to go out or are out, or other things that happen that mean you haven't got a whole 2 hours to dedicate to taking your blood work. So I only managed it twice. The first time my starting blood sugar was 5.6, and after 2 hours it was back down to 5.8. So I think that's really good. It doesn't necessarily have to get back to where it was, but it's not high still at 2 hours timeline. But the second time, what's that just flew over me? The second time I started at 4.8, which is quite low, and low for me as well, and it's not low, it's low for me. It should be a lot lower than that, and after 2 hours it was still up to 5.7, so that was quite a bit higher. But after I ate, and then I waited a little bit, and then I had some strawberries and cream, so I don't know if that influenced the readings. So what I'd like to do is test it again a few more times over the next few weeks and see what happens. I don't have many photos of me generally, but I don't have many photos of me when I was at my highest weight of 231 pounds, and especially not full length photos. But here is a photo of me taken last June in Spain, and that was still after losing 6 or 7 pounds. And then here's this year's photo of me in Spain. I went back to the same spot, took the same photo. I was going to take the same dress, but I figured it might clash with my hair, because the dress is orange and my hair is pink at the moment, pink and mauvey. So I didn't, but maybe I'll do that later in the month when I go back in at the end of this month, and might try it with the orange dress if it still fits me. It might be way too big. So as you know, I've been doing the couch to 5k. If you would have said to me 4 months ago I was going to exercise regularly, I would never have believed you. If you said I was going to consider running for 5 kilometres, I definitely wouldn't have believed you. But now, not only am I exercising regularly, this week I'm on week 3. I've done run 1, so I've got 2 more runs to do of week 3. And I've also done my HIIT training 3 times this week. So 5 to 6 days a week I'm doing some regular exercise of at least 20 to 30 minutes, which I would never have conceived possible before. So it's amazing that when you start to come off the carbohydrates, that feeling of fogginess and heaviness just sort of dissipates. I just feel like I've got energy, that I can move. I find it easy to move, even though I'm still considered obese. I'm still really overweight, way too much fat. So I've still got a long way to go, but I just feel more able to do things. My head feels clearer, my skin feels clearer. I feel like a different person actually. and it seems a bit weird to say, but I definitely do. Anyway, so my challenge for this week is, because I want to get a bit smarter about my eating, I'm going to go back to weighing my food again for most of the time. I'm also using a new app called Chronometer, which shows you all the breakdown of the minerals and the proteins and all the different vitamins as well that you're eating, so you can see where you're getting enough and where you could do better. So, and it tells you, so if you look up, say for example, vitamin A, it will tell you, you can click on that and it will tell you what foods you've eaten today had vitamin A. So if I needed to up my vitamin A, I could choose to eat those foods, a bit more of those foods, or whatever it is. So I'm going to be measuring my food again this week, but also what I'm going to try to do is eat less protein. I've been listening to a few podcasts and reading a couple of books as well, and I'm thinking that my protein is still a bit too high. And as we can see from my blood sugar, although it's in the normal range, it's right at the top end of the normal range, and it could do with coming down a bit lower. So that's my challenge for this week, because I do like eating, that's my problem. So we'll see how it goes. So that's all for this week. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please comment below in the blog, or if you're on YouTube, then perhaps put a comment in below and tell me what you think, what you'd like to hear more of, what you'd like to hear less of as well. So looking forward to speaking to you next week. Bye for now.